Hey everybody, welcome back to Works on My Machine, where I'm sharing demos of open source AI projects that I've used to really push on what LLMs make possible and to learn better how to actually work with these things. And so one of the things that's been on my mind since the very early days of starting down this path has been how LLMs are going to be integrated into metaprogramming. And Ruby has a lot of features that enable you to do some really wild things. And today I'm going to share some of those with you. For some of you, you may have seen a couple weeks ago I shared this demo of programming while I sleep, where it's generating actions for the sublayer library and generating PRs. That technique is really just one, or this is just one application of this technique of giving it examples, and in this case, generating ideas and generating plain text ideas for new actions to create. But what's going on behind the scenes is here's what an action looks like, and generate me another one that does this other thing. By using descriptive class names and variable names, for an LLM, that can give them enough context for what you actually want. And so what we realized was that we can actually just write the code that we want and let the LLM fill in the gaps. This is a really rough demo as we're starting to figure out how to actually apply this technique, but similar script to what we have for the daily action generator, where it's generating, getting the context of the code, generating ideas, creating the GitHub branches and everything. But in this repo, there aren't any of those classes. There are only these examples and some generators to help this multipass module work. And so that multipass module kind of gave it away. But what it does, it actually hooks into const missing, so you're able to just write a script, and using this module, whenever it runs into const missing, it looks and sees if the class was an action or a generator. If whichever one it is, it will generate the implementation of it with AI using the source context by examining the caller locations and grabbing the code around where the const was missing. So things like get the file line number, context lines, whether it was assigned, the output is assigned to anything, and send all of that into an LLM to generate one of these classes. And so, all of this is up. It's going to be up on GitHub, so I'm kind of scrolling by. There's a lot to digest here, but analyze the code context, see if there are any variables, any kind of control flow, anything like that, and then send all of that into either generating an action or generating a generator. And you can see what that looks like here. This is the end of the prompt. It takes in class name, init args, source context, and then you're an expert Ruby programmer. And then tell the LLM this const was missing. You need to generate this class. This was the class name. These were the arguments it was initialized with. If it was assigned to anything, it'll tell it, the output should be, the name of the output variable is this, to give it additional context, and then just kind of throw the rest of it in unstructured to, just hope for the best. And then the action generators is, very, very similar. But so we can go ahead and run this, and what it's doing is running that script for the first time through, and hitting const missing for all of these. And so here's like GitHub assign PR action. It uses OctoKit. We can go back here and open these guys back up, and you can see the classes came into existence. It created this action generator with the prompt. It created the create PR action, etc. We can run the script again, and it's going to actually blow up because I noticed it hallucinated this GitHub.new. It's taking a while, so it's actually making some LLM calls. But right here, you can see this GitHub class. I'm not using enough examples and enough varied examples. It used OctoKit correctly one time. It didn't use it correctly the other time. So you can tell there's still a little bit of work to like actually get this technique to work and be able to use it live. But to me, it hints of we're very close to being able to do something like this. Which I don't know if the name of this class gave it away. I think you can do this in layers, or this module. I think you can do this in layers and do multiple passes where you might even start with a very plain text description, do a pass, fill it in with the code and the classes that you might want, go and tweak it, run it again, and actually fill in the code so that you have this kind of like multiple steps where you can refine what you want. And each step of the way, the LLM has a target and knows what the output of this pass should look like. But yeah, I think this is all I've got for this version right now. In a future one, I'll do show another pass and show it working once I have enough few shot examples to share. But I was excited to share this and start to show some of the ways that we can really push on the language and how Ruby makes it easy to really try some outside of the box things. But again, like as always, this code is available up on GitHub. The links will be in the posts where you find this. And yeah, if you try it out, I would love to hear what you think. And if you've been doing any metaprogramming with LLMs and Ruby, I'd love to check it out too. I know there's a lot of untapped potential to try, and I'm excited to see it. So if you've made it this far, thank you. I'll see you next week.